My name is Adrienne Thomas, and I am the creator of the Shadow Walk Soul Retrieval session. It is my honor to bring this to you. This is something that in my darkest night of the soul that I have ever been through, I got to a point where I was ready to completely disembark from this ship called Earth. And luckily, my sister answered the phone. And from there, I realized that over the 20 years of me teaching yoga and energy work and everything else, I have never really delved into the world of shame. That world is a hard world to live from, to wake up from. And yet somehow I realized that I knew the tools. I didn't have the energy to practice them the way that I had before in the past. But thanks to that experience, I was actually able to create a very simple program that allows things to kind of be more of a one and done so that we can heal fast. Because it's not about taking the time to feel everything or not feel everything. It's about bringing it up on purpose and bringing it up swiftly so we can move forward quicker with ease. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy it. I do have a few things that I would like you to do before you begin. All right, so here we go. This is my first time releasing this to the world in this way. Most often, these are guided sessions. A lot of our courses are still online courses with weekly Q&A calls, but our shadow sessions are almost always in a group setting or they are done in an individual setting on the phone. This one, however, is a self-study program. We still have the weekly Q&A calls, and guidance sessions are available if you'd like to sign up for one or a group session. I want you to make sure that you have set aside somewhere between 2 to 3 hours for the emotional processing that you're going to go through and experience. Please also review the course before you begin so you have an idea of what to expect. Be sure to complete the program in its entirety. Be sure you will not be disrupted. Please be gentle with yourself and take breaks if needed. Remember that you are safely excavating unprocessed emotional trauma from your past. It's going to take time. It might not always feel good. It might feel really incredibly awful. And if that is the case and you do not feel lighter within 24 hours of this process, please contact us. If you would rather schedule a personal shadow session or would like to attend one of our group walk sessions, you can contact us at info@altuniversity.com. We most often provide these sessions in person via a Zoom call or a group call. However, some people would prefer to possibly have this opportunity to do it alone. This is to help you really excavate all of the stagnant emotions that are dwelling within your being from the past lives that you've basically lived just in this one life alone. And it allows you to really pull them up, feel them, release them, and then reseed and restructure the system. If you are feeling as though this is something you want to do and you want to take on, I do want to make sure that you understand you are doing this by your own will. I am offering this to individuals in this way because I was delivered it as an individual in this way. I went through this first myself without anyone guiding me through it. And from that, I took notes and basically turned it into a program. I do know it is possible to do it alone. I do know some people would prefer to do it alone. And I also know some people probably should seek guidance. It will dig up some things that are in there. The most important thing, however, beyond my listening, is to make sure that you are listening. The one thing that I can promise and guarantee you is that you're not going to run into anything down there in the deep, dark depths of your emotional ocean. It's just more of you. And we're just going to go down and get you. Get anything left that's there so you can come and rise up and be in and of your whole and fullest self. So if you feel as though like there's any tension or massive anxiety hitting you in your body, I would suggest reaching out. I'd be happy to guide you through one. Have always been extremely successful, especially in person, because we usually end up laughing at the end of it. And I cannot guarantee the laughter on this due to the fact that we will not be conversing in person. But I can tell you that as you continue to pull this up and you're able to look at it, then when I see you on the Q&A calls, we can look at it together and maybe find the humor and our humanity around it. So if you have any kind of hesitations, then reach out, get guidance, and allow that to be the thing that you need. Allow that to be that safe space for you. I definitely also encourage you to speak to me. I'm going to be speaking to you. I do realize it is an audio call or an audio recording, but I'm going to be speaking to you. Please speak to me. It is the speaking and the sharing that helps us heal. And trust me, just the fact that I'm putting this out, please know I am listening. It may be through the ethers, and we might have to catch up with the details during the weekly calls, but I am listening. By participating in our courses, you give us permission to record all phone calls, virtual meetings, Q&A gatherings, shadow walk sessions, and energy readings as needed for quality assurance. You agree to remain coachable and put forth the effort and time commitment necessary to learn, integrate, and practice the information provided to you. You accept and remain aware that any of the philosophies referenced throughout are the personal thoughts, opinions, and practices of the creators, both proposed and designed to inspirationally awaken and soulfully expand the individual spiritual growth experience as presented and personally provided with the sole intention of entertainment purposes only for the conscious mind. You understand that any of the information shared is not predictive with linear time or considered to be medical or legal advice. You agree to accept and hold yourself accountable to the possibility and responsibility that you are an undeniable part of a cosmic system with a much bigger divine plan. You understand that you are co-creating your reality with the universe and you have your own choices to make, thus you ultimately determine the future outcome of your life. You can expect one or more of the following things: emotional pain, discomfort, tears and triggers, somatic releases, a feeling of freedom, feelings of euphoria, possible laughter, shifts in frequency, and a lightness in being. This is the last warning for this course. Please go to the bathroom, get yourself some water, and make sure that you do not begin this course unless you have the time and space to complete and finish it in one sitting. Thank you. A shadow session is a very specific strategy to a soul retrieval. What we do is we go and we review your history in a linear fashion from present time through the past, and we find out certain markers of what happened and how you related to life, what blocks you might have due to it, and what you made it mean about you. This helps us find your life theme, and with that comes new insight. The steps to a shadow walk are as follows. Number 1, know that you are looking for the shit you need to shift. The dark, grueling, gross, painful stuff. Not any kind of empowering meaning. You want to look for the things that feel crappy. 2, relax and get present to the past. 3, open one chakra at a time. 4, ask yourself for the memory being called forth. 5, receive and accept the first answer. Typically, our mind responds within about 3 seconds, and if we do not speak that answer within the 3 seconds, there becomes an internal war that tells us, no, 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 that couldn't be it. Accept the first answer. 6, get into the memory. Imagine yourself there in that room, surrounded by that environment again. 7, feel the memory. Call forth and invoke the feelings that you were experiencing at that time. 8, ask yourself what you made that feeling mean about you and recognize it. 9, move down the spine. 10, reseed and close the chakras. All of these instructions will be given again as we proceed. All right. As I mentioned before, there are markers in your past. Those markers are happening from the ages of 0 to 28 when the brain is fully developed. What we do during a shadow session is we walk backward. We start actually at the crown of the head and we move down to the root. We begin at the age of 28 and we start moving backward every 4 years. 4 years for a marker of a chakra there will be a memory that comes to you, and it will be the first memory that comes to you. It doesn't matter if the memory is something that you don't believe was traumatic as an adult. It was most likely traumatic for you as a child. So it's important for you to learn and listen to the memory of what it's trying to tell you about that time. This is the marker of that age. So you're going to start at the crown, and that's when you're 28, you're an adult. You want to kind of remind yourself of what happens at these ages. 28 might be when you were getting married or starting to really go out and enjoy life. 24 would be when you were graduating. 20, driving. So you're just moving down the chakras from the crown to the pineal, throat, heart, solar, sacral, and root. And you're moving backward every 4 years to help find those markers. You're going to also only open up one chakra at a time for that one stage of life, and then you pull the energy down when you move to the next stage and open up the next one. All right, you now know that you are looking for markers in your past. The way that we find these markers is we actually do the opposite of what the chakra stirring program is. Instead of using the right hand to give ourselves energy and to help process the emotions, we're going to use our left hand going from top to bottom, and we're going to stir it the opposite way to open up the chakras one at a time for every stage of development. This helps to what I call flood the system. It just saturates the body with emotions. The emotions help bring up the memories, and then we're able to better tap into them. You're going to be doing one hand, or the left hand. You can put your right hand on top, but you want your left hand to be circling above you about 2 to 3 inches toward the fingers and down. You're going to continue doing that until you kind of can feel yourself opening up and before the questions start, and then you're going to pull the energy down after you answer each stage. You're going to continue pulling that energy down to get all the way to the root, and then we will walk ourselves back up the chakra process. If you ever need to, by the way, if you're ever feeling really, really stressed or extremely emotional, or you just so tense and anxious, what you can do, you want to make sure that you find yourself in a space alone. You can actually go into a room and you can open up your chakras this way. This will help draw out the emotion, bring them up so that they can be processed quickly. The whole point is not to avoid the feeling, it's to feel it, and to feel it as fast as we can so that we can move forward from it. We are looking for the first emotionally distraught memory. Remember this, the first emotionally distraught memory, the shitty one. Or, like I said, it might not have to be so shitty, but to a child it may have been. To you as a child, it probably was. Do not ignore this. Make sure to receive this. You want to stay aware and present to what that first memory is so you can actually explore it. Again, it doesn't have to be the worst memory. It just needs to be the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind. That's it. Trust your body to provide you with the one that you need. Make sure that you let it come to you with your breath and don't go looking for it. Do your best to avoid judging it. Like I said earlier, I believe I said it earlier, Usually when you ask yourself this kind of question, your conscious mind will respond in about 3 seconds. If it takes longer than 3 seconds, you can bet that there's a war going on inside between the minds saying, no, 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 that couldn't be it. Well, yeah, it is. No, 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 it's not. Get rid of that one. Look for a different one. Okay? If you get yourself stuck into this, you're going to be looping and looping and looping. You want to make sure that you follow the breath and that you ask the question on the inhale, which we're going to do. We'll go over that. And then you're going to exhale and you're going to let it come out your mouth. It's the first one. Stay with it. Write it. Look for the memory. Feel into the memory. Allow it to come to you. Remember, your child was the one who locked it in. So you just got to put yourself in a state of grace, a state of silent solitude, so that that child isn't fearful of being condemned. In regard to getting into the memory, I want you to make sure that you allow yourself to really, really go in. This is the excavation that we need to do. We've got to go in and get all of it so we can bring it up and out, okay? So when you're in that memory, I want you to think about all of your physical senses. What did the room look like? What did it smell like? Were we eating things? What did that taste like? What were some of the objects in the room? What was I hearing, or what was I thinking? What was I sensing? Watching people. Were people fighting? What was going on? Was I overhearing conversation? Was I part of conversation? Did I get in trouble? You want to go really into the memory. The more you go into the memory, the more you'll be able to dig up the feelings. The more feelings you dig up, the more you'll be able to process them so they can release from your system. And the more feelings and the more meaning that you take from those feelings, the better you're going to get at being clear on what your life theme is. All right, as we open up the chakras, okay, the next way that we're going to find the memory is we're going to find it through feeling. So you're going to open up the chakra, you're going to remind yourself of that stage of age, okay? I'm going to remind you of it too, but I just want you thinking about that stage, what was going on with my life. And then we're going to go ahead and try to get to a circumstance. You're going to do this first by inhaling deeply. And I'm going to say, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? And you exhale. And there should be one that comes. If not, repeat it. Take a deep breath. What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? And you exhale and you allow it to arrive. Once you have it, then I want you to get into the sensory of it, real nice, real deep, all of the senses that I mentioned before. And then we're going to ask how you feel when you know what's going on, where you are, and how your body felt at that age. And you're feeling it right now in your age, what you felt at that age. So you're going to take another breath. You're going to go in, hold the breath at the top, and say, I feel out loud, and exhale and let it arrive. Okay? You're going to do it at least 3 feels, 1 per exhale. Big breath in, exhale, tense. Big hail in, I feel calm. Big hail in, I feel tired, fatigued. Okay, so this is what you're going to do as you're in the memory. You want to make sure that you take notes if you can. Even better if you have a phone or something that you can record yourself speaking out loud, then that will work too. And just tell your story to me. Even though I'm on audio, tell your story to me. Record yourself telling your story. You and I both get to be the witness of that. Me through the ethers and you through the audio. All right, just a quick refresh on the 3 questions you're going to be hearing, which is number 1, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Get into the memory. Speak, talk about the memory, be with it. Number 2, how do you feel? How did you feel? How are you feeling now in remembrance of this memory? How did you feel then? Okay, you're going to answer that 3 times at least with all of those emotions, and then you're going to take some notes on those. And then lastly, you're going to ask yourself, or I'm going to ask you, and you're going to repeat it in your head, and it still happens on the breath. What did you make it mean about you? Okay? You want to make sure that you're not making it about someone else and you in third person in such a way that it's the concept of mother doesn't like me. That's about mother. It has maybe an effect on how you feel, but that's about mother. So mother doesn't love me because I am unworthy, because I am hopeless, because I am whatever it is. Remember, we're looking for the shit, okay? So even if you feel like, well, I felt hopeless, but then I felt empowered. No, no, no. We're staying and we're going deep and we're going lower and lower and lower every time, okay? If you need help with this, then you're going to take a deep breath and you're going to think about those emotions that you brought up, and you're going to say to yourself, if I can feel hopeless and sad and tired, then that means that I am, take a deep breath, I am unworthy. That means that I am, whatever it is, you're going to always exhale on the breath. I want you to look for the vulnerability of yourself, the darkest pain or shame that was created. Be sure to really watch out for the light, like I mentioned, that can create the alter ego effect, or that can put on a defense about the protective, needing to protect your skin from this exposure to pain that you're feeling again. So you want to make sure that you're not going toward the positive emotions. We're going toward the dark ones. You want to check your comfort level. Authenticity is not comfortable. So if you feel comfortable, look deeper. Go more, do more if you can. The deeper you go, the higher you rise. The more you excavate, the lighter you feel. This is for you. This is for you. When you've got a break in between, take notes of the meanings created from the circumstances and the feelings generated. All right, it's time to go deep. Make sure that you have a journal. If you want to, you can light a candle, have some flowers, water, or oils. Make sure you probably actually really do have water with you. Make sure you go to the bathroom before we start, because this is going to take some time. And you might have to pause in between. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to completely satisfy the need that you have for silence. So feel free to pause before we move on to the next question. Make sure that you are alone in a room without distraction. You can either sit up or you can lie down, whatever it is, however you feel the most relaxed, because you want to make sure that you get yourself into a nice kind of hypnotic meditative state or trance, somewhere that's just so relaxed, almost on the way to sleep, but not completely, okay? If you want to, you can also put some meditative music on in the background, okay? Go ahead and pause me right here. Please go to the bathroom. Please get yourself some water. And you might actually want to also get yourself some tissues or anything else that makes you feel comfortable, a blanket, pillow, whatever. All right, if you're comfortable, I want you just to go ahead, lie back, and I want you to start breathing in and out through your nose, high into the forehead, just slowing down the speed of your breath. Keep breathing in and out through the nose, filling up from the bottom of the lungs to the top. Just noticing the expansion and the collapse of your belly as you breathe. The rise and fall of your shoulders. Just bring your awareness to whatever it is that you are either sitting or lying on. Continue breathing. Notice the words being used. The pauses I'm taking. The depth I'm willing to go to with my breathing. With every exhale, sinking more and more into myself. You sinking more and more into yourself. How everything is slowing down, including the speed and sound of my voice. I want you to go ahead and I want you to take your left hand now. And I want you to just place it at the crown of your head, about 2 to 3 inches away from your body. And I want you to start rolling that hand around, moving it toward your fingers to the right and down, making large circles over your head. Continue focusing on your breath. Make the circles bigger, wider, as you breathe deeper. And I want you to bring your awareness to the age of 24 to 28, 28 to 24. This is often a common time in life for people to be finishing university, for them to be getting married or having children, a new career, maybe even traveling around the world, purchasing a first house, or simply having to adult for the first time. Bring this time of your life into your awareness. Keep holding that awareness. All right. Now tell me, take a deep breath. What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Did you find it? I'll ask once more. Inhale, please. What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Not the worst, just the first. And I want you to speak it out loud. If you'd like, you can pause to write, but mainly speak it out loud. Now tell me about that memory. Where are you? Are you outside? Are you inside? Are you in your house? Where are you? Tell me about that memory. Tell me what you sense, smell, taste, touch, all the senses here. And what is happening? What happened that makes this memory distraught? Allow the emotions to come. Allow the pain to just be felt, to be there. Keep sharing what's going on. Who is it that's with you? What exactly happened? What was said? Get very deep into your senses. Go ahead and take a pause right here and write down the memory and the feelings and senses that are coming up, what's happening, who's with you. Write down as much as you can within this window, as much as you can that will help remind you of this memory when you review. Take a moment, pause if you need to. Now, as you're allowing yourself to be here in this memory, feeling all the feels as they're coming up, sharing it out loud to help you feel it even more, allowing the emotions to rise. Remember, when you're in the memory, how you feel now is most often how you felt then. So take a deep breath and say, I feel. Exhale and speak. Take another deep breath. How else do you feel? Speak out loud. I feel. Exhale. Good. And one more. Deep breath in. I feel. If I feel is getting in your way, you can say I felt. Let's do one more just for good practice. In. I felt. I feel. Remember to speak the I feels at the top of the breath. Exhale and allow the emotion to exit your mouth. Yeah, take another moment if you need to write that down, your 3 feels. I feel, I felt, whatever it was you felt. Take a moment and write it down. Again, pause if you need to. And now we're going to look for the meaning. I want you to conjure back up those feels that you wrote, those 3 feels, and I just want you to repeat this either out loud or in your head. If I can feel that first feeling, and if I can feel the second feeling, and if I can feel the third one this deeply, then that means I'm. Exhale. Take a deep breath again. If I can feel this and the next and the next, then that means, take a deep breath, that means I'm. Look for the dark. What was the negative meaning you applied to your identity? And then take that even further. And if I'm that, what you just said, take a deep breath. Then that means I'm. Exhale. Let the words arrive. All right, and take a minute to write that down. What you made that experience based off of the way you felt, what you made it mean about you, the identity of the I am that you either bought into or created based off your sensory experience. So you should now have the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind between the ages of 28 to 24. You should also have 3 feels, and with those feels, what you made it mean about you. Excellent job. Now I want you to go ahead and take your left hand, starting at the crown of your head, and I want you to pull all of that energy, all of that emotion. I want you to pull it down into your forehead, to your pineal gland or the third eye. Really smash it in there, really compact that energy. And then I want you to take your left hand, place it in front of your face, in front of your forehead, and I want you to move your hand toward the fingers, which is to the right, and down, making small and then larger and larger circles. Keep spinning. And I want you to bring your awareness to the age of 24 through 20. 24 through 20. This is a common age of college, of real freedom, feeling like you get to make your own rules, maybe your first love, maybe even enlisting in the government somehow. Whatever it is, I want you to bring your awareness to the age of 24 to 20. Make those circles bigger. Go ahead and rest your hand. Now, with this age in mind, with all of the attributes that come with that age, I want you to take a deep breath and tell me, what is the most emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Exhale and release. I'll ask it again. Take a deep breath. For this time in your life, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Exhale and allow. Now tell me about that memory. Where are you? Get into the memory. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you seeing or hearing? Allow yourself to really talk to me. Tell me all about it. All right, and take a minute to write that down. What you made that experience based off of the way you felt, what you made it mean about you, the identity of the I am that you either bought into or created based off your sensory experience. So you should now have the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind between the ages of 28 to 24. You should also have 3 feels, and with those feels, what you made it mean about you. And while you're there with this memory, tell me how you feel. I feel. Exhale. Another deep breath. I feel. And another deep breath. I feel. Allow the emotions to come up as they will. Now bring all those feelings together. Really call them forth, call them in. And let me know that if you can feel this and this and this, then that means I am. Breathe. I am. Do it again, deeper this time. And if I am that or that, and I feel like that, then that means that I am. Remember to stay in the dark, in the shadow. What is the negative connotation you applied to yourself? If you need more time, go ahead and pause. If not, we're going to move on to the next chakra. I want you to take all of the energy from the crown all the way down through the forehead. And I want you to just pull and compact all of the energy within your auric field down to your throat. I want you to place your hand over your throat, your left hand. Start rotating it toward the fingers and down, to the right and down. Keep breathing deeper, slower, softer. I want you to bring your awareness to the ages of 20 to 16. 20 to 16. This is often the time of learning to drive a car, being able to go out on dates, feeling freedom within the neighborhood, able to roam the streets, good friendships, graduation, maybe even bullies. Could be thoughts of sex or drugs or other curiosities. Just bring your awareness to this state in time. This state in time. All right, and take a minute to write that down. What you made that experience based off of the way you felt. What you made it mean about you. The identity of the I am that you either bought into or created based off your sensory experience. So you should now have the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind between the ages of 28 to 24. You should also have 3 feels, and with those feels, what you made it mean about you. With this age in mind, tell me, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Breathe and let the answer arrive. Again, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Allow yourself to go there, to really get into that memory. Be there for it. All of the senses aware. What's happening? What makes it distraught? And while you're there with this memory, tell me how you feel. I feel. Exhale. Another deep breath. I feel. And another deep breath. I feel. Allow the emotions to come up as they will. Now bring all those feelings together. Really call them forth, call them in. And let me know that if you can feel this and this and this, then that means I am. Breathe. I am. Do it again, deeper this time. And if I am that or that, and I feel like that, then that means that I am. Remember to stay in the dark, in the shadow. What is the negative connotation you applied to yourself? All right, and take a minute to write that down. What you made that experience based off of the way you felt. What you made it mean about you. The identity of the I am that you either bought into or created based off your sensory experience. So you should now have the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind between the ages of 28 to 24. You should also have 3 feels, and with those feels, what you made it mean about you. You're doing a wonderful job. I want you to take that left hand and I want you to go ahead and reach again from the top of your head. Point it all the way down in front of the forehead, in front of the throat, moving all that energy down into your heart. I want you to imagine compressing it like a big ball of darkness, like you're gathering all the tar that's been built up inside. Just making a big ball of it. And I want you to put your hand on your heart and raise it about 2 inches from your being. And I want you to stir your left hand, moving toward the fingers and down. With every rotation, getting a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger, really allowing yourself to open, allowing the flood to start. Staying focused on your breathing, nice big circles, big circles. I want you to bring your awareness to the age of 16 to 12, the age of 16 to 12. This is maybe like the first time that you've been able to really leave the house by yourself or on a bike. A lot of people consider it that awkward age where everyone kind of gains weight, feels uncomfortable in their own skin, like an outcast of sorts. It's a transitioning between schools, some people moving on to high school, some people coming from elementary. It's around this age that puberty starts. We start really being interested in others. You should bring your awareness right here. I want you to answer this. What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Exhale and answer. Take another deep breath in. What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? With this age in mind, tell me, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Breathe and let the answer arrive. Again, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Now tell me about that memory. Where are you? Get into the memory. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you seeing or hearing? Allow yourself to really talk to me. Tell me all about it. And while you're there with this memory, tell me how you feel. I feel. Exhale. Another deep breath. I feel. And another deep breath. I feel. Allow the emotions to come up as they will. That if you can feel this and this and this, then that means I am. Breathe. I am. Do it again, deeper this time. And if I am that or that, and I feel like that, then that means that I am. Remember to stay in the dark and the shadow. What is the negative connotation you applied to yourself? All right, and take a minute to write that down. What you made that experience based off of the way you felt, what you made it mean about you, the identity of the I am that you either bought into or created based off your sensory experience. So you should now have the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind between the ages of 28 to 24. You should also have 3 feels, and with those feels, what you made it mean about you. Good job. Keep staying with your breath. Keep sinking lower and lower and lower into the body. As we go down, we have to listen deeper for the answers to come. Nice and slow, very low. I want you to just get used to going in and out with the breath. I want you to take your left hand and pull all your energy down from the crown of your head, down, 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 just above the navel, but below the rib cage, to your solar chakra. I want you to take your left arm, place it over your stomach, and begin rotating it to the left, pulling all that energy down, pulling it around with you. Rotate it to the right. Moving toward the fingers and down. Just allowing it to come to compact within you. Let it get heavy. Let it be known. Let it be fully, fully felt so we can finally be relieved of it. Go into the depths if you need to. I want you to bring your awareness to the age of 12 to 8. 12 to 8. This is around the age when we're old enough to finally hold a conversation. We know the difference between what school is and what it's not. We know the difference between what friends are and what they are not. Might have been out riding on your bikes. Might have been inside watching a TV show. Where are you? Do you have this age? This age of 12 to 8. I want you to take a deep breath. Be aware of your breath. Inhale. And just answer for me, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Go into that memory. Good job. Keep staying with your breath. Keep sinking lower and lower and lower into the body. As we go down, we have to listen deeper for the answers to come. Nice and slow, very low. I want you to just get used to going in and out with the breath. I want you to take your left hand and pull all your energy down from the crown of your head, down, 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 just above the navel, up below the rib cage to your solar chakra. I want you to take your left arm, place it over your stomach, and begin rotating it to the left, pulling all that energy down, pulling it around with you. Rotate it to the right, moving toward the fingers and down, just allowing it to come to compact within you. Let it get heavy, let it be known, let it be fully felt so we can finally be relieved of it. Go into the depths if you need to. I want you to bring your awareness to the age of 12 to 8. 12 to 8. This is around the age when we're old enough to finally hold a conversation. This is around the age when we're old enough to finally hold a conversation. We know the difference between what school is and what it's not. We know the difference between what friends are and what they are not. Might have been out riding on your bikes. Might have been inside watching a TV show. Where are you? Do you have this age? This age of 12 to 8. I want you to take a deep breath, be aware of your breath. Inhale. And just answer for me, what is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? And while you're there with this memory, tell me how you feel. I feel. Exhale. Another deep breath. I feel. And another deep breath. I feel. Allow the emotions to come up as they will. That if you can feel this and this and this, then that means I am. Breathe. I am. Do it again, deeper this time. And if I am that or that, and I feel like that, then that means that I am. Remember to stay in the dark, in the shadow. What is the negative connotation you applied to yourself? All right, and take a minute to write that down. What you made that experience based off of the way you felt, what you made it mean about you, the identity of the I am that you either bought into or created based off your sensory experience. So you should now have the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind between the ages of 28 to 24. You should also have 3 feels, and with those feels, what you made it mean about you. All right, as we go deeper, 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 getting slower, breathing deeper. I want you to reach with your left hand to the crown of your head, and I really want you to pull all of that energy down, 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 deep, down into your sacral, which is just below the belly button, yet above the groin. Pull all of the yuck, all of the feels, all of the everything, and pull it and just make it into this hard, like bowling ball. I want you to go ahead and put your left hand, lie it there right beneath your navel. Raise it about 2 inches and begin to spin it towards your fingers and down. Toward the fingers and down. Opening up that chakra nice and big, allowing all of those emotions to begin flooding out. And I want you to bring your awareness to the ages of 8 to 4. 8 to 4. This is often the age of grade school. Sometimes we're just so unsure of ourselves at this age. Finally old enough to recognize the space between our parents and ourselves. We think that kissing or love or dating is gross a lot of times. There's still a certain fear when we are without our parents, maybe even a fear when we are with them. Just open, keep circling that left hand, opening it bigger and bigger and bigger, wider, wider, room enough to go down and get everything out of there. Room enough to go down and grab it all out. And as you pull that out, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to breathe. Do you have that age? I want you to just answer me this. Take a deep breath. What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Try not to fight it. Just allow it to come. Just the first one, whatever the first one was. Follow it. Go into the memory. Gather all the information necessary from your senses so you can return to tell me. I want you to just answer me this. Take a deep breath. What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? What is the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind? Try not to fight it. Just allow it to come. Just the first one, whatever the first one was. Follow it. Go into the memory. Gather all the information necessary from your senses so you can return to tell me. And while you're there with this memory, tell me how you feel. I feel. Exhale. Another deep breath. I feel. And another deep breath. I feel. Allow the emotions to come up as they will. That if you can feel this and this and this, then that means I am. Breathe. I am. Do it again, deeper this time. And if I am that or that, and I feel like that, then that means that I am. Remember to stay in the dark, in the shadow. What is the negative connotation you applied to yourself? All right, and take a minute to write that down. What you made that experience based off of the way you felt, what you made it mean about you, the identity of the I am that you either bought into or created based off your sensory experience. So you should now have the first emotionally distraught memory that comes to mind between the ages of 28 to 24. You should also have 3 feels, and with those feels, what you made it mean about you. Okay, keep going. We're going down to the root now. I want you to reach again at the top of your head, and I want you to pull all the energy, the thick, dense, gross, dark energy down into that groin area, to that root, and compact it hard in there, like you're just trying to scrape and grab every ounce of dirt and muck left in the vessel, pulling it all together. Just a big old lump of everything that doesn't feel right. So you can pull it up with you when we go. I want you to keep compacting, and when you're ready to take your left hand and place it over your groin, I want you to start spinning it toward the fingers and down, getting bigger and bigger with every spin. I want you to bring your awareness to the time of the toddler, the 0 to 4, 4 to 0 age. This is a hard time for us. Not often are we able to communicate. It's difficult for us to eat, drink, or go to the restroom by ourselves. We need consistent help to be taken care of, and we're never usually much understood. We have incredible feelings of anxiety around people, especially when maybe feeling abandoned or alone. We feel consistently misunderstood. We have to cry or get emotional often for just the attention we need. And while we are this joy that has been brought to the world, we are also a cause for exhaustion in our caretakers that sometimes may get aimed at us. We're just learning how to do everything all at once almost. I want you to bring your awareness here. I want you to take a deep, deep breath in, open those chakras even bigger. And sometimes these memories are not full. Sometimes they're just flashes. Sometimes they're almost like pictures, but the emotion is still felt. I want you to take that breath in, see if anything comes to you. I want you to breathe in, and I want you to tell me what the first emotionally distraught memory is that comes to mind for you. What the first emotionally distraught memory is that comes to mind. Now tell me about that memory. Where are you? Get into the memory. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you seeing or hearing? Allow yourself to really talk to me. Tell me all about it. And while you're there with this memory, tell me how you feel. I feel. Exhale. Another deep breath. I feel. And another deep breath. I feel. Allow the emotions to come up as they will. Now bring all those feelings together. Really call them forth, call them in. And let me know that if you can feel this and this and this, then that means I am. Breathe. I am. Do it again, deeper this time. And if I am that or that, and I feel like that, then that means that I am. Remember to stay in the dark and the shadow. What is the negative connotation you applied to yourself? Now take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You can always go deeper. You can even go into your ancestral line. Right now, I just want you to sit. Sit and feel all of the feelings you never allowed yourself to know. All of the emotions you never allowed yourself to experience. And just take a moment for yourself. Pause the video and allow them to drain, to leave. And recognize that in those circumstances, while you may not have caused the circumstance, while you may have been caught between those you hold in high value and respect, and you may have taken on the things they spoke to you even, the circumstances were not your fault. And though you knew no better when you were a child, your subconscious and even conscious mind couldn't help but make meaning, for we are meaning-making machines. We live in a body that is always searching for it, always wanting it, always looking for it. And yet here it is. It's us claiming an identity based off of emotional frequency we don't yet understand, especially at such a young age. A young age where our body was prepping its defense natural state. It was choosing at this age what might be something of fear in the future, and what is required of you to either be or not be in order to do your best to avoid that in the future. Your program has been running for years, just trying to keep you alive so that you could be part of the game of life. And without clearing and knowing those memories, finding those markers, without knowing them, we cannot clear them. We cannot see the perspective of those who were part of the circumstantial situation. If we can't even find them, we can't purge. Well, we can purge emotions, but we end up stifling them because we don't understand why they're coming up. Now you know. Allow them to come, allow them to be felt. Allow yourself to take the time of self-care required for you. Now, as you bring yourself back to a bit of a more neutral state, I want you to go ahead and take a list, take some time with what you've written, and I want you to find out, how did you treat yourself? How were you treated? What was the relationship between you and the identity you created for you based off of circumstance? How did you either invite or even repel these circumstances towards you based off of the way that you had at one point in a young age decided that you were? Did you deem yourself worthless? Did you deem yourself unlovable, meaningless, nothing, alone? Take a look and find the pattern in what you created. This is the life theme that has been playing since a very young age, when your body needed to create a protection system that just continued to find proof at every marker, got locked in somewhere around the age of 8 to 12. And then over time, you tried to fight against it until one day it resigned within you. And yet you are not fixed to this. You just need to know it's there so that you can recognize it when it shows up and operate differently moving forward. What shall we make those moments mean next? That's where we are headed. Now, before you completely reacclimate yourself, I want you to go ahead and finish the last bit of process by swinging your arms out toward your groin, up toward your head as you inhale, and then exhale like you're smashing all of that gunk back down to the root 3 times. Inhale, and smash all of that back down to the root, just compacting even more, so you can feel any additional emotions or frequencies that need to be released or emitted or liberated from the being in order to find the words that correctly express it. All right, next up is reseating. All right, as you bring your awareness back, maybe sitting at a table so you're able to review what you have, I still want you to stay in a state of calm. I still want you to stay in control of your breath. I still want you to be slow and deep and easy with yourself. But I want you to go ahead and take a look at these 2 emotion wheels. I want you to look at the uncomfortable emotions, and I want you to actually find something that resonates on the comfortable wheel that we can install inside. As you've been on this journey, I hope you've been able to see from a higher perspective of what was going on that maybe you just didn't understand, of what you thought you needed to make something mean that maybe you didn't have the full picture of. I want you to really look and think of yourself as that young child making those meanings at various ages. And I want to know if you're willing to forgive yourself, to imagine that child, knowing that the war inside is between you and him or her, and that if we simply listen, they will reveal themselves, and seen as how they are there for our protection, they will work with us instead of against us, without a fight. We just have to pay attention to the new frequencies that they begin sending as we move forward in life, and we have to choose new meaning moving forward. If we are the meaning-making machines, if we get to make it up, why not make up something empowering? So go ahead and find a couple of words, find the theme. There's definitely a pattern there. Usually the bottom 2 are usually the ones that are the most cemented in you, and the bottom 2 a lot of times will be up at the top. So it'll be usually the first one you find, but you got to go on the journey to make sure you find the pattern. You can replace all of the words that you found. We're going to go for the I am words. This is where the affirmations do start to work, because it's not just coming out of our mouth. It's actually coming from our way of being now. So you're going to go ahead and find some affirmations that feel resounding resonance within you, that light you up, that give you the goosebumps, that make you kind of tingle inside. Words that run as antonyms to the ones of your life theme. And then we're going to do the next exercise. So make sure that you have those ready. Still, again, stay in that state of calm. Allow yourself to feel any additional emotions. Even ask that energy within you if anything else needs to be felt. Allow it to come out now. And remind that energy to remind you that subconscious frequency to remind you that you can flood the system at any time should the subconscious be getting overloaded. If for nothing else than to just simply feel the emotions as they come. Go ahead and pause and take a moment to find some words and come back. Try not to walk around or go anywhere at all because right now you still have open chakra centers. It's super important that we close those before you surround yourself with people. It's even better if we close those while actually seating ourselves with our new theme, with our new words. If you decide to close with your right hand and go somewhere right now, then you're going to have to make sure that you come back. Otherwise, it's like leaving a void within there. We've lifted something out, yet at the same time, we haven't replaced something. So there's now just a gaping hole where more things could fall in. So let's go ahead and make sure that we fill that. Please stay here for the remainder of the course. Okay, this is a bit more of the lighter, more fun part. We now get to reseed the system. So hopefully you have anywhere between 1 to 7 words. I'm not sure if you're wanting to reseed all of your chakras with a different word. You really just more than anything need one. But if you have a few, that's totally fine. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to lie back down on your back. And you're going to make sure that you rub your hands together like you're creating a ball of light. And I want you to speak into your hands the words that you have chosen. Maybe it's I'm powerful, I am cherished, I am loved. Whatever it is. Oh, by the way, try not to put an ED on it. That's past tense. We want to stay present. I am love. Anyway, when you're done with this, you're going to go ahead and do this exercise where you rub your hands together to create a ball of light and speak into it. You're going to do it for every chakra, but you're going to speak that light. You're going to plug it into the groin area like you're just popping it into your system. And this time you're starting at the bottom, working your way up using your right hand to close the chakra centers. So as you do that, I want to make sure that you really, really, really close with the right hand moving toward the fingers and down, stirring that energy in as you continue to speak those affirmations. You should start to feel a massive tingle rising up your spine, and that's when you know you're doing it right. From there, you're going to pull that energy up to your sacral. You're going to do the same thing. Rub the hands together, ball of light, speak into it, plug it in, and then you're going to stir with your right hand only, saying those affirmations again and again. All the way. We're going to do this for every single center. You're going to do it for the solar and the heart and the throat and the eye and the crown. So again, if you've got those words and you're spinning it, this is just the other chakra stirring view for you for the right hand. Just make sure that you're starting at the root and that you're spinning anywhere from 3 to 5 times, making sure you're inhaling and exhaling, speaking those affirmations, dreaming of those affirmations, plugging those affirmations into your system, and pulling that energy up to the next chakra, only to spin again. Keep this going. Keep the energy rising, 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 lifting and lifting and lifting. Once these seeds are plugged in, you can do the chakra stir like you originally were during the doghouse, but you can do it all the time, really just circling and circling and circling that energy, pulling it up. I'm sorry, you haven't done the doghouse yet online. Maybe you did get the chakra stirring freebie though. Anyway, it's next. It's coming up, so don't worry about it if you haven't, but you can do this very particular one wherever it is that you are using your right hand. You could be in a restaurant, you could be in a store. If you feel a lack of energy or if you feel tension or anxiety or anything like that coming on, you can go ahead and stir using your right hand, starting at the bottom, stirring to the top, just to help process any emotion so that it doesn't stick and get stuck and get gunky in your system. All right? Okay, hope you're feeling good. I can't wait to hear from you. Make sure to email us or something. And if by chance you want to go deeper than this, or you didn't feel like it was enough, or you feel unheard or unseen in any way, shape, or form, and you would like to have a guided one in person, then go ahead and reach out to us. We can make sure that we have a facilitator either hook up with you one-on-one, or you can join us in our group shadow sessions, which are extremely interesting as well, because that's where some of the stories really get brought up a lot, because we're listening to each other's and we're having empathy for them as well. So those are good ones as well. But email us at info@alt-university.com. I will make sure I put that at the end of the course. All right, once you get those seeds all plugged in and stirred in and locked into the system, you want to go ahead and swing your arms way out in front of your belly, rise them all the way up. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Go down to your groin and then pull them up real close to your body, all the way up above your head. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Pull them all the way back around. You're going to do this at least 3 times just to get all of the energy really rising, moving through you all the way up this chakra system. And when you have done that and you have worked with your breath and locked all of those seeds in, just go ahead and finish with your hands in prayer pose, or maybe even one on your gut and one on your forehead, or both on your heart. Just breathing and envisioning this ease of how your frequency has already adjusted, how tomorrow it will feel even lighter, and how whenever you feel that tension or absorption coming on, all you need to do is stir those seeds to rise them up. What's going to be next for you is going to be the tools that actually help in this subconscious shift so that these seeds stay locked in. They're super simple tools. I was in a state of depression when I needed them most. I made sure that I was always able to have them by keeping them as simple as I possibly could. So this is how this program is designed, is to be something that you can do anywhere, wherever you are. You don't need pens, pencils, journals, anything. I really hope that you enjoyed your shadow session. Again, should you have questions, comments, concerns, or if you would like to schedule a personal appointment, please reach out and let us know. When you are ready or have time, if you'd like to come back to this, you're going to print out the Shadow Walk cheat sheet, which should be in the homework section of this current module. You're going to use the notes from your notebook to fill out this homework sheet. You're going to begin by writing down what each circumstance was for each chakra. There's not a lot of room. It doesn't need to be a lot of room because this is just notes for you. So maybe it would say, John and I were at the gas station. That is enough to usually trigger the remembrance of what that core trauma was for you, should you ever need to refer back to this sheet. From there, you're going to write down the 3 main feelings that you experienced in each circumstance, and then what you made it mean about you, or the identity that you created. So, John and I were at the gas station. I felt unsafe, unheard, and unseen, and I made that mean that I am unlovable. So that's how quickly these notes can go. After that, you're going to review this sheet, and you're going to look for repeat feelings. This is going to be something that you want to go ahead and kind of gather or collect, because these are common triggers for you. These emotions are, and a couple of them might even be like anchors. You're going to also look for repeat meanings or identities that you created. The common identity usually is hit somewhere around 1 or 2, and then it shows up again around 6 or 7. The common identities are going to equal your life theme. If you need help with this, make sure that you come to the next Q&A session so that we can walk through this with you, as well as take you on the journey back up this chakra system. This is a great cheat sheet to have around for when you feel and you start to recognize when your life theme is playing. When your life theme plays, it means something between you and your subconscious is not in agreement or alignment, and it is time to have a conversation with that internal frequency that we call the inner child. All right, now to review your Shadow Walk notes and write down at the top of them, what was your life theme or your root limiting belief or repetitive limiting belief, the meaning or identity you created? What common emotions triggered a repeated thought that inhibited the free flow of your frequency? And what repeated meaning did your subconscious offer that triggered your life theme to stall, spiral, or snap in return? So, what's next? Believe it or not, we are only about a third of the way through this course. There are a few more modules to help us get through, and some additional Zoom calls for Q&A sessions. The modules coming up that you can look forward to is that we're going to begin by creating custom tools to process future emotional blocks quickly. We're going to dive further into understanding your life theme or the shadow or child. We're going to learn new tools to better shift the internal toxic talk track. And we're going to begin to further integrate the shadow self by becoming allies with it, as well as perfect the strategy of feeling fast in your future so you can move on quickly. Lastly, if there are any additional tensions, irritations, frustrations, concerns, worries, hurts, or pains that you're feeling, here are some additional ideas to help you clear that. You want to begin by reviewing your cheat sheet again, only this time actually write out your entire story, and then hold a burn ceremony and burn it, and then write out your new story, except for this time with the seeds that you recreated and instilled into your system. Take a moment to sit after that to comfort your inner child, and maybe even create a sacred song, poem, or dance, and sit for a while to meditate and envision the future you're creating together with ease. If you feel as though you need a one-on-one session, please make sure to email us or let us know in the group chat. If you would like to come to a group shadow session, let us know that as well if you feel like you have not cleared everything. Other than that, make sure to show up to our weekly call because we will be doing the rise of this. So there's always a going in and a coming out. So we're going to go ahead and bring you out of it a little bit differently than the way that you went in, and do that with a group. So you want to make sure that you also bring your notes. You're not going to have to share everything from them, but we are going to kind of take turns to open up the conversation and kind of help each other get back into those areas so that we can really walk back up the shadow with grace, ease, and even humor. You do not have to share it. It's totally voluntary, and it's also extremely freeing because the final step in healing is always the sharing. So consider possibly doing it, and of course, there will not be any pressure.